So this is a video response to Botany 101's video called Ban Ritalin. And I'm going to share with you all a very not really painful, but it's embarrassing time in my life. I had an addiction to Ritalin, not for a long time, but long enough to give me very extreme side effects. Mainly because I'm bipolar. If you don't understand what bipolar is, I'm going to put a link in the description if you care to understand that. But it played a major role in this situation, and I just want people to know that I'm not crazy. I just had an addiction and had some problems. But I'll get into the story, so here I go. I was 19 years old, and I was living with my aunt, who was a very demanding woman. She still is. And she expected me to help her out with the kids, help her out with the house, do this, do that. And you had to do it, or she made your life a living hell. And I was working a third shift job, not third time, third shift job. And I worked from 9 at night until 7 in the morning. And then I'd have to come home. And then a lot of times, because I'm bipolar, I had a hard time going to sleep. Or I was expected to take the kids to school, or this, that, and the other. So, my aunt's like, here, take your cousin's Ritalin. You can stay up, you'll have lots of energy. And I'd already been taking Yellow Jackets, and I didn't like how that made me feel. It made me feel all jittery and stuff. And I took the Ritalin, and it didn't make me as jittery. I had lots of energy. But she told me to take like 3 or 4. And these weren't the time capsule, the time capsule ones, the ones that are released over a certain amount of time. This was the Speedy Gonzales kind. Okay? And I took those for a while. And when I did that, eventually I went into hypermania. And that's a part of my bipolar as well. And when I went into this hypermania, I didn't sleep for a couple days at a time. And then I'd crash and burn. And then I wouldn't sleep for a couple days. And eventually, I went into psychosis. Bad psychosis. Bad enough that I had to be hospitalized. Court order hospitalized. My mom went down to the court and had me admitted to a hospital. The sheriffs came out, handcuffed me, and that was a wake-up call. And I didn't explain what the psychosis consisted of. I'm not going to get into all the crazy little things that I did here, because the video would be way too long. But I thought it was telepathic, and I thought that I had a direct link to God, like I could directly hear God. And let me explain this. What was happening in my brain, my chemistry was so fucked up. I was going through a hypermania, which causes you to have irrational thinking. And also, because of the Ritalin, my brain was so rapid firing thoughts that I thought I was hearing somebody else, but really it was just my own brain answering myself so quickly that I thought it was somebody else, but it was just me. That explained. So it took me a long time to get over this addiction. I never touched it after I got out of the hospital. Ever again. I did Adderall one time. No, I done Adderall twice, excuse me. And it's not as bad, but then I'm too scared that, it's going to do the same thing that Ritalin did, so I don't fuck with it. Adderall did amazing things for my appetite, though. But I'm just, like I said, I'm too scared to even mess with that stuff. I think it's a problem. I think mainly because we're just prescribing, and that's the problem with America. We just prescribe without really trying to get to the root of the problems that we have. I think a lot of the attention deficit disorder has to do with our education system. It's because they're bored to tears with learning every year that Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. Hello, we learned that in 2nd grade. That's how we learned the little rhyme. Okay, I got you, and we don't specialize it. We don't try to get their attention. We don't care. It seems like they don't care that, oh, we'll just put them on this pill because Pfizer makes it. Pfizer supports my campaign. And you know, this kind of bullshit, you know, and we're just deaf and dumb and stupid. You know, people need to wake up and realize that these drugs have serious side effects. It's not only because, I'm not just talking about adult use here, because I mean, I was technically an adult using the drug recreationally. But this right here should show you that it can have some serious side effects, especially if your kid is bipolar and you don't know about it, or it might cause that later in life. You're taking a child whose brain is still developing, who is still developing as a person, and you're going to give them a drug like that. I can't believe it. I will never, if I have kids one day and somebody tells me that my kids need Ritalin or Adderall or whatever, I'm going to tell them to kiss my ass. They're just kids. And that's all that it really is kids. Or why can't a kid be a kid? Why is it bad for a kid to be a kid? I get frustrated at work when kids just yell and scream, but then I think, oh, they're just kids. You know, yeah, I think their parents should get on to them, but they're just kids, you know. It's a little frustrating if they keep on and keep on and keep on, but, you know, what can you do, really, these days? You can't even spank your kids. And that's another reason why I think that, I'm sorry, but I am for spankings. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about to the point that they got whelps on their legs. But a little tap on the ass that I got when I was a kid, it didn't do me any harm. I learned not to do that again. And, as far as what Bobby said in his video, the kids do this, the kids do that. They're going to. They gotta learn consequences. They gotta learn there's consequences for their actions. And that's the only way they're gonna learn. You know, if there's some form of punishment that's gonna grab their attention. So, and every kid's different. So, you know, and I think a lot of these behavioral problems also have to do with the parents. And the mass majority of kids these days are raised in single-family homes. So, I mean, well, what the hell? We think that the kids are just being bad because they're just, you know, bad kids? That's not it. The parents need to be more involved in their lives. And that's hard, and I understand it. I don't have kids, so I can't really say, but I know it's hard. But they need to be more involved in their child's life, and they need to discipline them. Hello. But it's really not my place to say. I don't have children, but that's just my personal observation of as far as kids being on Ritalin and my experience with Ritalin. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch up with you soon.